You will recall that during the briefing by the DGMOs, Air Marshal Tiwari, the Director General Air Operations, he was asked a question, has India hit Kirana? And he said that was not part of the target list that I read out. Then he was asked, but wahan pe there are the nuclear weapon storage site, and has India hit the nuclear weapon storage site? So he had, in a very sarcastic way, responded in an ambiguous manner. He had said, oh, I did not know that they had nuclear weapons stored in Kirana. Thank you for telling us. He had said with a half smile that suggested you had to read between the lines. And now the satellite imagery has confirmed that yes, that was hit. So if that was hit, one, why was it hit? And two, what really happened, right? Look, there is not just the denial of there is not just the denial by Air Marshal Tiwari. The simple fact is that there is a hell of a lot of circumstantial evidence. Based upon that, I was one of the first people to go on national television and say, on Republic TV, and say, yes, these Kirana and Chagai hills appear to have been hit based purely on some circumstantial evidence in the open domain. What was that circumstantial evidence? You see, firstly, let's establish why did we have to hit it. Night, 9th, 10th May, right? India's Operation Sindoor was at its crescendo. 7th, we had hit the terror camps. 7th night, 8th night, Pakistan had retaliated with drones. 9th night, it had retaliated with drones. 10th night, it attacked us. Pakistan was in panic. Out of 12 major air bases, 11 had been attacked and pulverized, which included Noor Khan, where the command and control deeply buried bunker for controlling air ops and nuclear ops was. Murid, where the drone command post was. Sargodha, which was one of the major bases for F-16s, Mirages, F-17s, runway cratered. Rahim Yar Khan, runway cratered. Jacobabad, runway cratered. These are the three bases from which the Pakistani fighter bombers armed with nuclear weapons could have taken off. Runways cratered, right? So, in panic, Pakistan had fired off the Fateh 2 missiles, 2 of them, and one Shaheen 2 missile. Shaheen and one Fateh 2 was aimed at Delhi, one Fateh 2 was aimed at Amritsar, Golden Temple, right? India had no way of knowing that whether these had nuclear warhead or conventional warhead. Simple. How would you have known if once they had blasted? And that would have been too damn late. No responsible government in India could take the risk. So, I think the decision to attack Kirana and Chagai hills was taken at that time only, right? Because the missiles are kept separate from the warheads, right? The missiles are kept unmated. They have to be mated for the nuclear strike to take place. The nuclear bombs for glide toss bombing have to be brought to the airfield for the F-16s or the Mirages to carry them and do toss bombing. Whether they could penetrate the Indian air defense shield, question mark. In any case, India fired the S-400 and Barak 8 missiles. All 3 incoming Pakistani ballistic missiles were shot down. 100% interception rate. 100% interception rate. And now India decided to, choke off this possibility. So what did we do? We hit the nuclear weapon storage sites. There are 5 ballistic missile launching sites in Pakistan. Pano, Equil, Arca, etc., etc. Right? So we hit those before the missile warheads could get, nuclear warheads could get to the missile launching sites, Pano, Aquil, etc., the 5 sites. We decided to hit the tunnels, right? We decided to hit the tunnels. Before the bombs could be taken out, brought to the fighter bombers, we decided to hit those tunnels in the Chagai Hills, and we decided to crater the runways so that these fighter bombers could not take off, at least for a bloody week. And then we fired off, like I said, the S-400s and the Barak-8s onto these incoming missiles, all three 100% shot down near Sirsa. The fireworks could be seen by the whole world. Next day, that very morning, around 1 o'clock, we hit these Chagai and Kirana hills. Now, there is circumstantial evidence that the Bofors penetrated, went in, exploded inside and caused cook-off of some nuclear bombs. Not explosion, not nuclear explosion, cook-off, radiological kick-off. And in that enclosed space, the blast was so extensive, so very extensive that there were earthquakes registered. 4.1 on the Richter scale at Kirana, 5.7 on the Richter scale in Chagai Hills, and then in the afternoon of 10th, a third strike was also hit, and again at one of these two sites, where again there was a earthquake seismic event of almost 4.2 on the Richter scale. So 3 seismic events coinciding with the time of strike, right? Next morning, the American Beechcraft B-350 radiation monitoring aircraft takes off, fly over Kirana, Chagai Hills and Noor Khan, lands. That very day, an Egyptian IL-76 aircraft loaded with boron-10 isotope. Don't forget, boron-10 is used when there is a nuclear reactor meltdown and you want to tamp down the neurons. It is mixed with polyurethane and thrown down from the air. It has been done at Chernobyl, it was done at Fukuyama. So that aircraft flew. So there is too much circumstantial evidence based upon which on Republic TV, I had openly said that yes, there has been a strike on Kirana and Chagai Hills, and that was backed by Tom Cooper, Austrian aviation expert. Now the Maxar satellites have shown that, but they are saying that there was not much damage done. Then what explains the seismic events? What explains the Beechcraft aircraft, radiation monitoring aircraft? What explains the boron-10, aircraft load flown from the Nile Delta in Egypt? In the Nile Delta, boron-10 isotope is freely available. So when you put the open sources intelligence in the open media, I had already concluded that this has happened. I had said so on record on Republic TV and other television channels, ABP, etc. Right? And now I think what I had said has been fact-checked and has been proven. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.